Righto, so as some of you may have seen, I put up a link on a Facebook page, the HKTG build site, and I got talking to a guy called Ben, which has made me change the way I'm going to do this. Not much, just a little bit. Rather than trying to unstitch all this down here and everything like that, I'll probably try and make a join around here. It'll be much easier to join up, and then I can go inside and put little plates as well to reinforce it. And when I come to do the quarters, because all my bottoms of my quarters are all junk, and all around the arches pretty junk, trim it up here and along, say, near that body line. Then when I put my quarters on, I can leave all this seam weld on there and be all sweet, and then just trim it and weld my quarters to that factory piece, if you know what I'm getting at. It'll make it way easier and save so much time. Although I probably will have to get a panel beater buddy to come around and show me how to do it all sexy like. But yeah, that's going to be the new plan. So unfortunately I won't be able to save the whole quarter like I was hoping to, but you know, there'll still be pieces people could possibly use if they've had a great big whack. So yeah, so for the time being, I'm going to go around and cut above that seam there, and say around through there, chop off there, across the top, take the roof off. Then I can bring my quarters over and sort of sit them there and judge just exactly how much of this I should keep on there. Obviously I'll keep more than I need so I can trim back. But yeah, so that was I'm glad I put that post up. Would have made things, or will make things a lot better. So cheers. Just to show you what I've done, I got my big bit of 90, and I've just sat it across that seam and lined it up at the base of that, and then got my pencil and just basically scribed around. So it's going to give me a bit of a good line, and then flipped her over just to cut that, making a line. Obviously I won't need those to be precise, but just so it's a bit even side to side. So I'll just fire up this grinder, find all my bits and pieces and cut this bit. Oh, here goes. Well, there we have it. So I'll go along and trim that off. So I've got that smooth surface again. Figure out where I'm going to do those quarters. What I'll do is I'll grab my quarters, bring them around, sit them there, just get a rough idea of where I need to, what I need to keep on these ones and everything to make those ones work. Righto, so I've brought my quarters around and checked them out against these ones. See how mine was all hacked up here because someone had rolled the guards and then couldn't get it out, and then I had to butcher it even more to try and get it off. And as I've said before, these ones are smick, so if I trim around the top edge of that arch and then I cut my guards off around there, let it overlap, mark it, cut like I said before, and then all mine's junk from that body line down. So if I cut over, I've got a pencil line there, cut over, cut along just under that body line and along, and then I'll cut straight up and over. Then I can get in there and unpick everything off that rear support that runs across there that the bumper actually bolts to. If you can see it here, that bit there, so I can get to that really well. I would have liked to have kept that as a whole nice piece, but unfortunately I can't. It still will be a pretty big piece, and then with this one I'll get in and unpick behind there, and so when that goes on it'll all be sweet. Yeah, so I've just gone along and marked where I'm going to cut straight along that edge, around, across, up, over, and then up the top side it'll be straight down and along and across there, and then just along that beam brace in there, and that'll get that outer skin off, which will let me get in there to get some other bits and pieces. I was gonna think about just like chopping it across there and doing the same thing, but if you actually measure it, like if you measure that part, it's like the 135-ish from that lip to that seam, and you do the same to the monaro guards. The monaro guards actually sweep in more. It's only like 125-ish or something, and they've got a slightly different body line. Don't know how well you can see it, how that one's got a body line that runs through there, and it's actually just raised a bit in the tail light area, whereas the kingswood, it's nice and rounded the whole way, and the tail light's actually upset on the body the whole. I don't know if that's just a HT to HG thing, or, well, I did hear somewhere the other day, I think it was a Kingswood to Premier thing. I think the Premiers had that line that ran all the way through and the Kingswoods didn't. I don't know, doesn't matter anyway because it's going to be changed over. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'll trim this off and then I'll show you what it looks like once that's done. Well, there we go. Look at that. Mint. Anyway, so this is the part I was talking about before. Now it's in a bit more day, a bit more light. That bit. So I'll drill the spot welds out on this piece off the tail light bucket, and then hopefully separate it from the rest of this sheet metal. Yeah, as far as this part goes, well, that'll just be all cut off all around, and then all the bits of steel that are stuck to the tub I'll grind back smooth. This here, same thing, cut the partial shelf off around. Yeah, pretty well exactly what I did to that other car, except I'll have a good floor at the end of it, not that other bit of rubbish that I wasted a whole bunch of time and effort on. Righto, so I just snipped around with the plasma, like I said. Snip, blasted her all. Hopefully it's all good. Where can I sit this camera? Just there, watch me fall off. Voila, there we have it. So, go around, grind all these bits back flat. So the new bits, well not new bits, but the original monaro come down and slot in place. Yeah, I left the fuel tank in. Yeah, bad, but a lot easier than dealing with those bolts. Righto, so that's that. Cleaning, boring stuff. Basically, I covered it in an earlier video doing it to that other floor, so I'm not going to make you watch it again. And I'll get back to you when I'm ready to sit that on there. So just a quick one. I'm taking all that old steel off a little bit different way than I did last time. Last time I was drilling it all. This time I'm just going along and just slicing between all the spot welds, just slicing it off with the 1mm disc, and then I'm just going along with the grinding wheel and just taking all the tacks off. It's going to save me time rather than going back and welding up holes like I did on the last one. These ones will be a little bit more of a bitch, but yeah, that's how I'm doing it now. So I'll throw this up because I won't get a chance to put another video up before I head back to work. Next one will be, say, 3, 4, 5. 4 or 5 weeks or so. Yep, I'll see you next time.